welcome to my 2024 Christmas home tour. We start on my porch, where I'll greet you as my guest, and you will see the winter wonderland that's my front porch. We have the trees all set up and lit up for the night. And as you come up to my front step and my front door, you are greeted by my faux gas light and welcome to my home. As we enter my home, I don't have a formal foyer. My living room and my dining room is an open concept room. So this is my front door. And the first thing you'll see is my dining room hutch, all decked out for Christmas in a vintage theme done in traditional colors. And we have Randolph the reindeer, who greets all my guests. And as you turn to your right, you are immediately greeted with my living room and the star of the show, the Christmas tree. But I would like to focus upon the dining room right now, all set for a wonderful Christmas dinner. We have that wonderful chandelier wreath that we made that throws just the right ambience onto our dining room table. And as always, candlelight, candlelight, candlelight. And always in the evening, we turn on all the twinkle lights, light all the candles. Slowly turning you. And here we have the mantle, all decked out in its finest in traditional Christmas colors and bells galore. I often tell my granddaughter the large bells are Santa's retired reindeer bells. Here in Georgia, it doesn't really get that cold that often, and we don't have much opportunity to actually light our fireplace. And on the TV, we have one of the screensavers wall art from YouTube that makes it look like an actual picture instead of just that black screen. We have the wonderful brand new Christmas tree to me this year. It's throwing off a little bit of a green hue, but that's not what it looks like in person. In person, it has that warm white lights. I don't know why. It's looking a little green. I think the topper is just fantastic this year. I have an upcoming video showing you exactly how I decorated all the living room. And as I swing you around from the back door, we have the pass-through to the kitchen. This was a little thrift store find that I kind of flipped and added to the living room to give it that more library kind of feel. And then if I stand by the back door, this is the view that you get from the back door. Oh, I should give you a close-up of my coffee table. Reindeers, reindeers, and more reindeers. And this is my dining room, living room. And as we slowly turn this way, trying to slow down, we are entering into the kitchen. Now, as we enter the kitchen, many of you my longtime viewers have seen this plate rack or cutting board that my husband and I built together. For those that keep track, that is a brand new cutting board. I got it at Aldi's this past week, the Christmas tree one. And then as we enter into the kitchen, we have our coffee station where you could get a hot cup of coffee or cocoa or warm tea. And that vignette above my refrigerator that everybody loves so much. And this is my spice rack. I get a lot of questions about this. This was bought at a church yard sale a couple years back, and I use it for my spices. The bottles and the labels I got off of Amazon. And we have my kitchen island that is a collaboration between myself, my son, and my husband. And we have that centerpiece on the island, and we have the chandelier in my kitchen, all adorned for Christmas. And then in my kitchen, I keep it pretty simple, pretty realistic, because we do cook and bake in this kitchen. I did change up that little cubby underneath. I told you before, all it did was hold small ornaments, and it was cute, but I wanted it to be more functional, so my son removed some of those cubbies so that I could use it in a more functional way. And we have my kitchen sink and those new cafe curtains I sewed. If you're wondering about the light above the sink, after we had that hurricane, it busted the glass in the light, and we still have to repair that hole. And when we do that, we'll also replace the light. And we have that vignette here over next to the sink, and my view out of the kitchen into the living room. And then that next to my stove. Those new plates from Home Goods. Sorry for the shadow. My quintessential wreath above the stove. And now we're gonna leave, and I'm gonna show you, if you were a guest in my home, where you would stay. So we're gonna move back through. I don't know if I showed you the old Holy Night. It smells heavenly in here with all the candles going. I wish y'all could come visit me. Wouldn't that be great? We're gonna go down the hallway. Now, this is where my gallery wall is, and I usually switch out my art here to reflect the season. And then as we make our way down the hall, my peg rack where I have some of our stockings and some bells hanging, and another wreath, and a Christmas card, and my favorite vignette down at the end of my hallway. I hung some Norfolk garland with some of the velvet burgundy ribbon with some of our cards. And then we have candle, some books, and then below it we have a crock with some picks, and it just makes a really homey little vignette at the end of the hallway. Now we're going to turn into the guest room. The theme of the guest room is as if it was a child's room. So we have a Santa candle. In the candle, I don't know if you can see it because of the light, it has cookies that look like Santa's milk and cookies on a little stool. On this side we have the dollhouse that was built and I decorated for my granddaughters. All lit up, and it too is decorated for Christmas. So we always try to do the different seasons in the dollhouse so that the dolls can celebrate right along with us. So if you were ever wondering, labor of love this thing was. So I like to decorate the shelf above the bed. I have a vintage print from Etsy, a candlestick that I forgot to light. They're battery operated lights. The rocking horse, some Christmas books, Mr. Nutcracker that keeps guard over us with Mr. Gingerbread Man. And then to make the bed really cozy, I have this faux fur comforter over the end of the bed, so when we cuddle up and read stories, we can use that. And on my peg rack across from the bed, I have some prints, and I put some stems in that hanging basket, another throw in case somebody needs it, a wreath, a couple of stockings and some bells. That's the bathroom. And what would a kid's room be without a Christmas tree? I have this basket with some picks and a little snowy Christmas tree with some berries and a star. And then moving over here is my antique sewing machine that I use as an end table. And here we just have a little, tiny little Christmas arrangement. And then on the wall next to it, we have the Merry Christmas sign that I made, along with just a nice scenic sign. And this is what the guest room looks like. So this will end my tour of my holiday Christmas 2024. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back and visit me, and we'll decorate, cook, and clean together. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday.